So, is one of the great legends of sport still a fighter for real?
Okay.
Is Enzo Maccarinelli's punching power going to tell? 102 fights between them, 77 knockouts.
Wait in the corner.
But 15 losses and 11 stoppages.
Okay.
Igor Barabbas, the man in control. What have we got in store? I wonder what Maccarinelli's tactics are going to be. Is he going to jump on him or wait for him to come and just have a little look, Barry?
Well, I think he's got to be patient, Enzo, here. He's got to use that long reach, that jab, but he's got to come back fast because Roy Jones jumps on you, and that's what he does. We see there, he jumps, Roy Jones. If Enzo can time that, because he got such tall, such longer reach than Jones, if he can take a little step back and time that jump, catch Jones with the right hand, with his feet off the floor, then, you know, it could be an early night for Enzo, but he has to be careful. If Jones jumps into that left hook and catches him, it could be an early night for Roy.
And that's the sort of thing which makes this so fascinating. That's a nice jab from Maccarinelli. Needs to work that sizable reach advantage that he's got.
That jab's got to be constant and it's got to be sharp throughout the fight. You can't throw a lazy jab. You'll pay for it otherwise.
This, as you have seen through the build-up, has been so built up here as a glory night for Roy Jones. They've come to worship, but that's a nice right hand that Maccarinelli just clips Jones with before he pushes him back onto the ropes and tries to work on the body.
I wouldn't get too close to Jones either, even though Enzo got probably more power in many ways than Roy. Just keep it nice and long.
He has produced some spellbinding nights, Roy Jones. I think James Toney back in '94, I think John Ruiz, but this is now 2015. It's a nice body shot from Jones.
Lovely body shot. And Roy there, Roy Jones. Enzo got to keep that nice long jab. I think he only got about half. Ooh, not far off there, was he? Or did he just glance?
I think he clipped him. Yeah? I think he clipped him, Barry, because there was a little showboat from Jones, as much as to say, yeah, you hit me, but you didn't hurt me.
But as tall as Enzo is, I think he only got like half an inch in reach advantage on Roy Jones. So you got to keep those legs nice and wide.
I wonder how much Roy Jones actually knew about Enzo Maccarinelli. Has he miscalculated? Good shot.
Yeah, good from Enzo Maccarinelli there. And again, love the uppercut. I was worried about Enzo being close up. That would be Roy Jones's tactic to throw that uppercut through, but Enzo landed with two lovely right uppercuts close in.
Jones always not only had that blurring hand speed, had phenomenal footwork in his prime, and that hand speed, there's still a vestige of it remaining, but the foot speed isn't what it was. And another right hand from Maccarinelli. Much vaunted left hook, Maccarinelli, but it's the right hand which he's landed with good effect a couple of times. And if you were a Roy Jones fan, you would be worried by that opening round. He's going to get slower. We move into the second. It's a 10-rounder, remember this one.
He was also telling him he's going to start fast again in this round. I think he's pretty sure with the age and how Roy fights now that he's going to be a fast start, I should say, and then he's going to slow down as the fight progresses. So for Enzo to stay nice and tight. Don't make any silly mistakes. Don't lean forward with the right hand, turn from the waist. Keep that punch nice and long. And for Roy, you've got to use those fast feet to close the distance. You've got to leap in, but not, that's what he does there. It's a perfect example, but not do it from too far out and telegraph it.
It's always been his danger shot, hasn't it, that left hand? That's the one which has flummoxed opponents for, well, just so long.
But at his peak, he was so fast with his feet. He had so much spring. So his legs were so strong as well. He would jump off it and you wouldn't even see it. You wouldn't know he was on you until he hit you. But now, slowed quite a lot since then, and you can. He does it from too far out. You can see that punch. You can see him trying to engineer into the position to throw it.
It's a nice right hand from Jones. He had that spring in his feet, didn't he? Remember once on one occasion he went and had a game of basketball on the morning of a fight. Always the consummate showman.
That's the punch for Roy Jones, that left hook there. That's what he's had so much success with.
A little example of the hand speed of Jones there as he pierced the guard with that right hand. No great power in it, but it was through the guard into the chest. That's low.
You okay? Yeah? No low blows, okay? Okay? Backs!
Made his eyes water a little bit. Onwards.
He's an honest pro though, isn't he, Enzo? He won't really complain too much. Good jab there from Jones. I said, I think he only loses out and reach by about half an inch.
And yet by height, Jones is a little bit shy of 6 foot. Oh, shot.
Good shot.
And Maccarinelli 6'4". That's another low one.
Again though, Enzo just staying too close for me. Land with that 1-2, take a half step out and keep it from range.
Looking for the right hand, I think, Barry.
Got to keep pumping that jab over. Like I said, they've got to be active. Good right hand again from Enzo Mac. Got to take that step to the side on the ropes. Good uppercut as well there from Maccarinelli. Having a good round.
Watch your head!
But Jones has made a career also of fighting off the ropes at times. He's very effective at it, so don't stand in front of him. Lovely body shot though from Enzo Maccarinelli.
The work of, or rather the influence of Vladimir Putin himself, instrumental in giving Roy Jones his passport and his Russian citizenship. President, I'm sure, will be watching this right now. Good uppercut, lovely shot from Jones. And again.
Just using those loose ropes to get a bit of distance there. Roy Jones, that was clever, but another round for Enzo.
Into the third round. And on Barry's card, Maccarinelli a couple of rounds up.
If Roy Jones can slip that jab to his right, just slip it and take a little step forward with it so that the jab come over his shoulder, then that right hand that he's good with will shorten the distance for himself and get full contact on it. Seems Roy trying to just lure Enzo Mac in. Enzo got to keep it nice and long.
Good shot from Jones through the guard once more. Enzo Maccarinelli only too conscious of the fact that he has to fight the man in front of him, fight his fight. He's not fighting a name, he's not fighting a legend, he's fighting a man who potentially can do him a lot of damage. He's close to the border again, those body shots of Jones. Good uppercut.
Oh, lovely body shot there from Maccarinelli. Jones trying to respond.
Blowing a bit, isn't he, Jones? Trying to lure Maccarinelli in. Still trying to explode.
But he gives that relaxed feel, Roy, sometimes. So you think he's tired or hurt and then he explodes. You've got to be careful with that. Good jab there from Jones. That's a low blow there from Maccarinelli.
Bit of payback.
Maccarinelli's not being drawn in.
Jones is just trying to sucker him in. Zero expenditure of energy. It's kind of a bit of a latter-day rope-a-dope tactic there.
Well, Enzo kept him under pressure, but he hasn't landed with too many punches.
How slack those ropes are as well. Jones leaning right back. Not a huge amount of significance happening in this round, Barry. It's a quiet one, and Maccarinelli not doing a lot.
No, he's the one doing all the pressure, but I don't think he's landing with any punches. He's not being drawn in, which is a good thing, but a good uppercut there from Jones. Left hook, left uppercut. But I think it's so far it's been Roy who's landed with anything really of note in this round, but at least he's ends up keeping him under pressure. Good right hand there from Jones.
Yeah, and he heard the indicating last 10 seconds, and the old pro action came in and threw a couple of punches. Fourth round of this 10-rounder. Jones popping the jab quite effectively and leaning back on those ropes.
And even though Enzo's trying to put him under pressure, that's it, you've got to let your hands go a little bit more. You don't want to get lured into City. He's trying to set you up for an attack. And he needs to take a step to the side here now, Enzo, when he gets him on the ropes. It's a good right hand at the ropes there, and a good turn there from Maccarinelli.
Tight defence of Jones. Body shots, though, were scoring shots.
And the uppercut as well from Enzo Mac. Good one back there from Roy. So good off the ropes.
Infighting. In some cases, it's kind of a lost art, isn't it? But Roy Jones is always brilliant at it. See Gary Lockett, an animated figure in that corner as Maccarinelli walks into a solid right hand. Great uppercut! Right hand! It was the uppercut that did it! And that might be the start of Jones unravelling. What a tremendous shot from Maccarinelli.
Just didn't see it. Just didn't see it coming. Up in close, that right uppercut. Roy bent down onto it.
Now Maccarinelli will move in, looking to finish this, looking for another uppercut. And Jones is in trouble on those ropes, and another uppercut. He's in desperate trouble, Roy Jones. He's gone, and the fight is all over. Enzo Maccarinelli has ended the dreams of Roy Jones Jr. with a tremendous knockout. It was an uppercut that did it. That was the first knockdown. Another right hand completing the process, and I suspect that may very well be the last time we see Roy Jones in a boxing ring. Well,
you would hope so, wouldn't you? He doesn't look too good a shape at the moment. At least he's moving, his eyes are open, he knows what's going on, but it was a devastating right uppercut, and then another one as well, just to finish it off.
It's still the man, and it's still the name, but he's in against a big, younger man, a big puncher, and that was what initially did the damage.
It's this one here now, it's the next one. Oh, that's the second.
That's the final. That's the final. Yeah. It was the first uppercut for the first knockdown, which really did the damage.
That's the one there. Look at that, lovely. Didn't see it coming. Just on the outside of the left hand there is Enzo with his foot. Just throws that uppercut through the centre as Roy's bending down. A beautiful shot. I mean, listen, we know the power that Enzo has, especially with the uppercut. That's a great finish though for Enzo Mac there, variety. And he started that last little combination off with light pitter-patter punches to the head, and then just produce some power then, just to change the speed and the variety of the shots. It's a good finish.
Barry, I'm delighted for Enzo Maccarinelli, but as Roy Jones gets treatment there.
No one wants to see a legend.
Good punch, he says, and it certainly was a good punch, but he's one of the greatest, if not the greatest fighter that we've seen certainly during my commentary career. He's certainly right up there.
Oh, without a doubt.
You know, you can't cheat time in this sport.
Well, look at Enzo. That's the biggest name on Enzo's record by far. It's not the biggest win because Roy's past his best, but it's the biggest name. And Enzo wasn't jumping up like he normally would after such a great knockout win. He had a bit of respect, went to the corner because he knew he just beat a legend who shouldn't really be in there with him, and that's what it was. And, yeah, you can't beat Father Time. People try, and some people get further than others, but when it's your time, it's your time. It's been Roy's time for a while now.
A hugely deflated Russian crowd, and it's kind of a muted celebration in that corner, isn't it?
It is, but also forget. Look, I thought Enzo was going to knock Roy out, to be honest, but a lot of people thought that Roy would beat Enzo. Enzo's been talked about.
Yeah, there's no great display of triumphalism there, is there, as the treatment continues in the corner for Roy Jones. Getting a bit of oxygen from the paramedics. He says he's all right, but they're insisting that he takes the treatment. He's got to face up to the fact now that it's over, surely.
Well, you would think so, but, you know, fighters are a stubborn breed, John, and who knows, it's his decision at the end of the day. But Enzo goes all the way with the Russia, takes the fight, gets the win, and it was a good win for him as well.
Well, there's no nicer sportsman within the game, I don't think, than Enzo Maccarinelli. And those words, whatever they were, would have been right from the heart, I'm sure. And he'll say, I know that it will have been a privilege to share a ring with the man. And I think he'll also be realistic to know that maybe 15 years ago it would have been a very different Roy Jones he'd been facing.
Oh, without a doubt, because even with the size advantage and the weight advantage and the natural weight advantage that he has, that Enzo had, Roy Jones in his peak, there wasn't many people who could live with him. You know, he's been one of the greats, and he'll be remembered as one of the greats. I hope in all these fights he's had at the end of his career don't tarnish his what will go down as a Hall of Famer, without a doubt.
There'll be young lads watching, no doubt, who are saying, well, what was all that about? Roy Jones, don't judge him for goodness sake on this. If you don't believe me, have a look at some of his old fights and just see how brilliant he was when he was in his prime. But Enzo Maccarinelli's done everything that was required of him, and he's got the win, and he's shown that he is still a force, and he'll move on.
Время остановки боя минута и 59 секунд четвертого раунда. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a time 1 minute and 59 seconds of round number 4. Победу нокаутом одержал and your winner by knockout, Enzo Maccarinelli. Но остается с нами, ladies and gentlemen, and still with us, Roy Jones Jr.
Lovely display of sportsmanship between the two men. But in boxing, you cannot cheat time. And Enzo Maccarinelli, 11 years Roy Jones as junior, emerges victorious with a pretty brutal knockout.